Meow. 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 Come. 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 Why am I wearing this silly mask? Because I've got something to tell you. Something you don't really want to hear. Nothing is what it seems. It's all fake reality. There is a meltdown coming. The most massive meltdown the world has ever seen. Central banks have sent the world into a deep sleep, a general anesthesia. But the world, at some point, will wake up and discover the huge debt buildup that cannot be sustained. Of course, you're probably having wonderful dreams of prosperity is around the corner. But the key to understand what's going to happen in the next few years is what's happening to China and the emerging markets. They are faltering. This has huge consequences because if that is the case, then there will be no chance for the West to repair its balance sheet. In 2009, China and the central banks pulled the world from the brink, and China had the most massive credit bubble ever seen. That went to 25 trillion, at least, more than 300% of the economy, which cannot be repeated. We've already seen a collapse in commodity prices for 4 consecutive years, and it's accelerating. We've seen a massive decline in interest rates and bond yields, and it's accelerating. It goes into negative territory, which is a huge red light because the financial system cannot cope with negative yields. And then the question is whether we still will have this blow-off top in the stock market. Most of you are still skeptical, especially after the credit crisis in 2008. You're not really participating in the stock market. So most of you will probably still jump in and buy whatever your shoeshine boy is telling you to buy. Don't do it. I'm wearing this silly mask to warn you not to do the obvious. Don't stop saving because you don't get any return. Don't buy overvalued assets because they will have their day of reckoning. Don't buy junk, which will become worthless. You have a sense of false security at the moment. Because we are still in a structural, secular credit crisis. At some point, nothing will keep this debt mountain going. What is the last act? The last act is a hard landing in China, where there is huge overcapacity. And it'll take decades to work off the debt. There will have to be huge debt forgiveness everywhere in the world, but especially in emerging markets, which have borrowed trillions of dollars, and the dollar is in a bull market since 2008, which is accelerating. We're only in the first phase of a secular bull market of the US dollar after decades of a relatively weak dollar. This means 80% of the world's debt is in dollars. There is a shortage of dollars. So even if the Fed changes its mind and we're going to have another quantitative easing, it won't matter because the next QE will be even less effective. And anyway, we have a crisis in money and credit. And credit is 97% of the system. We're moving to a contraction of money and credit. Deflation has already spread to dozens of countries. It's similar to what happened in the 1920s. In 22, we had the collapse of commodity prices. Many countries were already in a depression. In 27 to 29, we had this blow-off top in the US market, followed by a 90% decline of stock prices. So yes, I'm wearing this silly mask to tell you to save yourself, but most of you probably won't listen. Maybe because I'm wearing this silly mask. Well, what we have to do is to do the opposite of what people tell us to do. We should not buy assets that may go up and up and then collapse. I'm wearing this silly mask because most of you will get hurt big time. But some of you will listen. And if only one of you takes me seriously, I've done my job. Think about it. We already have a currency war. Beggar thy neighbor. Devaluation after devaluation. Which of course will lead to trade restrictions and capital controls and a shrinkage of world trade. It seems as if we haven't learned from the past. It seems as if there is an enormous amount of complacency around. But that's why I'm wearing this silly mask. To tell you that you should be concerned, very concerned, because this is the end of the supercycle in credit. And the last credit bubble was in China. There is no other way to extend this madness. Because madness it is. Most of the debt is unproductive and will have to be written off. That's why the dollar will be the last man standing, and the US Treasury market will be the only market that is still open. Don't tell me there is an alternative. There is no alternative. But it's very important to remain optimistic. A crisis is always an opportunity for those who can take advantage of it. Many huge fortunes were made during the Depression in the 1930s because some people, at least, had been prepared to take advantage of once-in-a-lifetime values. And that's why I am wearing this mask, but it's getting a bit warm. And I just want to tell you that what I've been saying is no joke. But till the next time.